about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with some Mafia Romance recommendations. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. This is a subgenre of romance I've been reading for a long time and I really love and enjoy, and I like dip in and out of it. It's a whole thing. Like I do every other subgenre, I feel like I jump around. But I recently have read a whole bunch I liked and I thought it was time for a recommendation video. So I'm going to talk to you about 5, 6, I don't know, however many I picked out that I recently liked. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get to it. I will say this, I'm not going to give content warnings on these. These are Mafia romances, they are dark romance. They are going to have a lot of questionable content. And if you need a specific content warning, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will, I have, most of them have content warnings on my Goodreads, so you can go look there if you are curious. But just take care of yourself before you dive into anything. I'm not listing them all because it would be a lot. So let's jump right into it with a recent read. Actually, I think almost all of these are recent reads for me, which is Taking Megan by Izzy Sweet and Sean Moriarty. Megan is kidnapped by Gabrielle at her wedding after being drugged and almost forced to marry a man to merge the Russian and Irish mobs together. Gabriel just got out of prison after serving 10 years to take the fall for his boss. And so this is a captor-captive romance. This one really surprised me. It's book 5 in the series and you can start here. You're not really gonna miss anything. So because he'd been gone for like 10 years. But yeah, I finished this and was like, wow. And I still plan to go back and read the first 4 books in this series and continue it as they come out, because this was really, really great. It was definitely dramatic, but in that way that is like so enjoyable and not annoying, like in the way that, you know, she's been kidnapped. It's gonna be a little dramatic and like some of the stuff with her family is dramatic, but I really enjoyed it overall and how it all played out. And this definitely had some great smut in it and some great angst, but not too much. And we just really have a hero that is trying to figure the world out after being gone for 10 years. This is one of my favorite series. I firmly believe if you like mafia and dark romances, there's probably one for you in this series. So the first book is The Professional, which has a secret identity situation where she doesn't know that she's the mafia princess, and he is been sent to find her and bring her back to Russia to meet her grandfather and take over. It is great. It is so good. It is definitely a alpha hero, very overprotective, and he's definitely in the I shouldn't have feelings for you camp, but I do. I really enjoyed this one. It's not my favorite though, of the 3. And then we have The Master in this series, which follows a politician who of course this is 3 brothers, so he's of course a lot corrupt, and we get to see him order an escort, and he prefers tall, blonde, wants very specific things when he has his escorts. And this dark-haired girl, Katrina, rolls up and takes him by surprise in the best ways possible. He didn't know what hit him. And this one I really, really like. This is probably my second favorite in the series, but my favorite, and the one you can definitely read with you could read any of these. Honestly, you don't have to read the other 2 first or any order. Like you can just go for whichever you prefer, is The Player, because this follows a con artist heroine who is named Victoria, and she runs cons with her family. And it turns out that our hero, Dimitri, I love it. Anyways, Dimitri maybe plays the ultimate con on her, and it's just absolutely incredible. She definitely doesn't think she's worthy of love or the attention he's giving her, and it all plays out beautifully. Highly, highly recommend this series if you haven't checked it out yet. I know I've talked about it a good bit on my channel at this point, but there's a reason for it, and I do think Kresley does a wonderful job taking paranormal style heroes almost and putting them in a over-the-top mafia book. When I say paranormal here, like they are alpha in a way that is very different than other mafia alphas tend to be in a way. I feel like mafia and paranormal like have that crossover of the way in which the men behave, but so good. Next we have a book that I am going to tell you about that doesn't come out, if you're watching this the day it drops, until July 21st. I'm sorry, but I have to talk about this book. Oh, I love this book. Loved this book. So I read the prequel novella when that was available for free, and then I got an arc of this, and this is Promised in Blood by Lilith Vincent. This is a reverse harem mafia book. Our female main character is told by her father on her 17th birthday, you will marry one of these 4 men who come to her birthday party. She witnesses some gruesome things and is like freaked out after her interactions with these 4 men who are significantly older than her, of course, and you know, is not really sure how it's gonna work out for her, and is not comfortable nor happy with this decision her father has made. Her dad's like the mayor of the town and is very corrupt and taking money from these people, these 4 men who run the town. And we have like the beautiful one, we have the one that is definitely a psychopath, we have the one that you think is nice but it maybe isn't as nice as he seems, and then we have the cold, aloof one that is like kind of a softie for her. And it's so good. So we have like, nothing happens first of all while she's underage besides like a kiss. That's it. There is no like, there's nothing that happens when she's underage. Nothing happens until she's over the age of 18. So know that going in because I think that's very important to know. She ends up going to marry off to one of them until something happens, and it turns into the whole rest of the book. I finished this in under 12 hours and couldn't put it down. So I highly recommend you pick it up, especially if you like reverse harems. And yeah, it's so good. Y'all, it's so good. Very dramatic, very over the top, but so good. Next, we have Dirty Kisses by Kenya Wright, which is another book I feel like I've never shut up about, but I really love book 1 in this series. This follows Emily, who is an artist, and girl, it's like in New York City, and Kaz, who is the Russian Bratva lead, and he is just so in love with her and like amazed by her. It's definitely like lust at first sight, which is really fun. It's very steamy, and we follow her and Kaz as they solve a murder mystery situation. This definitely leans heavily into darker themes. It kind of almost has thriller vibes because they're trying to figure out what happened or what was happening. There's a lot of side characters, a lot of things happening, a lot of reveals, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. Loved book 1. Highly recommend book 1 if you have not picked up Dirty Kisses. So good. Then we have Run Posey Run by Kate C. Wells, which, so I rated it 4 stars initially, and I'm actually like still debating if I'm gonna bump it up because I keep thinking about this book. So this follows Posey, who is like our beaten down female main character. She has not had the best life. Things have not gone well for her. Her dad, or her uncle, betrayed the mob, and like they've kind of been blacklisted. It's a whole thing. And this follows her and Dario, who's her newest like beau, and they're engaged and they're gonna get married. But someone starts spreading this awful rumor video around. So content warning here, I will say, for revenge porn and rape. Not great. Obviously, none of this is from the hero though. Anyways, he throws her out and she goes on the run, and it follows him getting her back and finding out what love is. He is 100% a sociopath hero. He hates and has no feelings for anyone but her, and it is glorious. This book blew my socks off. I freaking loved it. Oh my gosh, I cannot recommend it enough. Then the last one we have is Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Gessinger. I was surprised at how much I liked this book. Honestly, going in, I really was not sure if I was gonna like it as much as I did, but apparently I shouldn't have been worried, and I really need to pick up the next one that just dropped. So Nat's fiance vanishes on their wedding day, and it's 5 years later, and this guy named Cage moves in next door. Turns out he works for the head of the mob, and she doesn't really know why he's there, and he's like this big scary man, and he's like staring her down constantly. It's very awkward. And then she comes, like, they come to like have this relationship that they shouldn't be having, and she slowly finds out more about her fiance and the fact that he didn't die that day. Like, he's presumed dead, and they all think she knows where this money is, and she has no idea because it turns out he was embezzling from the mob, and it is bonkers, banana pants, fun time of a ride. Loved this book. This definitely has the like we shouldn't be together vibes, the I hate everyone but you vibes as well. Cage definitely does not like other people, but he loves Natalie, and he is figuring out how to deal with that. And he also is definitely a I will burn down the world for you kind of hero, and I am here for that. I absolutely love this. I felt like it was a nice slow build with tension and like towards the story reveals. It was a good balance of smut and storyline to like build your anticipation for how it all was going to unfold. Loved the ending, loved all of it. It was so good. So those are the Mafia romances I currently recommend. Drop a dice emoji in the comments if you made it this far, or tell me your favorite Mafia romance. Also, let me know if you guys want me to do a reading vlog where I read a bunch of the other Mafia books on my TBR, because I do have a ton built up right now. You can also find links in that description box to all the books I talked about, as well as links to Be My Friend anywhere on the internet. And I will see y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye.
About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distraction.